This chicken can feed the world, and we will see how in this video.
The whole idea is that that chicken in itself has an unlimited source of itself, and there is a way where you can take just a handful of cells and keep growing them essentially infinitely. For those very first cells, it was important to us how we got the cells, not just that we got the cells. We came up with the idea to use one feather from the single best chicken that we could find.
My first reaction to this project was like, what are these people doing? That's kind of weird. But in all honesty, people are gonna eat meat, and one feather from one of my chickens could be the catalyst that feeds the world.
So that was the main idea, and now we'll see part of the actual process of how the f can you make unlimited meat supply from one chicken feather.
The first thing we need to do is we need to identify a cell that we are going to use as the basic starter material. And then what we need to do is find a food for it to grow in. So we have to identify the right set of nutrients that will cause the cells to multiply, but not just multiply, but do so quickly and into high densities.
Those nutrients are going to be obtained from plants. Animals in nature eat plants, right? And I don't think that there's another company that has this extensive knowledge base and experience with plants and their protein components that will also be able to test this in actually growing cells.
It's a perfect extension to apply the data that we get from those discoveries and using them in ways that we've never seen used before in the world.
One of the biggest points of comparison between what we're doing and the old way of doing things is food safety. And when you make that comparison, the difference is staggering.
Plus, there aren't any artificially added growth hormones because there just isn't a need for them.
To eat real, actual meat without causing all this harm to the planet and to animals, that's what clean meat is.
The chicken was handed off to me, and for this first prototype, I said to myself, I'm gonna make the best chicken nuggets ever.
Wake up, I wanna lift you up, I wanna dress you up, let's be friends.
It was an out-of-body experience to sit there and eat a chicken, but have the chicken that you're eating running around in front of you. You don't imagine doing something like that. But then you have this realization that we've figured out how life really works, and now we don't need to cause death in order to create food. And we're gonna have to do it if we want to continue living on this planet.
Well, when I first saw the last part of the video, my brain almost melted and exploded. But now that we've seen how awesome the technology is, one question arises. How are the giants of the meat industry like Tyson, Cargill and JBS reacting to this? One would assume that they would fight this because it has actually the potential to set them out of business. Quite the opposite happened. I think that all three of these giants actually invested into some companies in the cultured meat space or full-on acquired some of these companies. So it's safe to say that the giants of the meat industry actually view this as the future, and it would make sense because from the business side of things, it's essentially a liability to take care for all of these animals. This could really make the food production more efficient and eco-friendly and also cheaper. I think that's why these companies like Tyson and Cargill are actually embracing this technology. But there is one final problem, and that's the regulatory agencies, USDA and FDA in the US, and some regulatory agencies in the European Union. And for example, the USDA and FDA said in March 2019 that they will jointly manage the cultured meat and so on. But nothing has happened yet since then. Well, like no no improvement occurred. Here we can see from Reuters that the first products are expected to appear in 2023 in the US, I guess. Well, these chicken nuggets that we've seen are already available in the Singapore, but I wasn't able to find any information on when this will be available in the EU. So that sucks, but if you wanna learn more about the cultured meat, then watch this video, because there I explain the 3 biggest advantages of cultured meat against the conventional